So before we start the individual questioning, I'm going to ask both of you these questions. There's 3 questions. Do you agree, if confirmed, to appear before this committee, designated members of this committee, and other appropriate committees of this Congress to provide information subject to appropriate and necessary security protections with respect to your responsibilities? Mr. Nieh?
Yes.
Mr. Troutman?
Yes.
Thank you. Do you agree to ensure that testimony, briefings, documents, and electronic and other forms of communications of information are provided to the committee, its staff, and other appropriate committees in a timely manner?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Finally, do you know of any matters which may or may not have been disclosed that may place you in a conflict of interest if you are confirmed?
No.
No.
Okay, thank you. So with that, I'm going to start my first questions with Mr. Troutman. We're working to improve both the efficiency and the effectiveness of the EPA's chemicals program. I talked about that in my opening statement. Much of the public conversation is focused on speed or ways to address unacceptable multi-year delays in the review process. However, American innovators are also concerned about the outcome of this process. It needs certainty. If EPA continues imposing burdensome restrictions in the world, it will effectively make it impossible for our U.S. businesses to commercialize their new products. This creates massive uncertainty that new chemistries will be funneled into a commercial dead end, even if they survive this long, drawn-out, multi-year review. So, Mr. Troutman, I have 2 questions for you. Do you agree that the problem is twofold, both timeliness and outcome? That's my first question. And then as a follow-up, what specific reforms would you pursue to achieve both faster reviews and predictably commercially viable outcomes?
Senator, I appreciate the question and the discussion we had in your office very much. Senator, EPA needs to ensure that the reviews of new chemicals are timely, using the best available science, and to follow the statutory instructions provided by Congress. And in direct answer to your question, Senator, it is both twofold. It is timeliness and it is outcomes. So I acknowledge your concerns and your observations with the program. As the administrator has publicly remarked and in testimony before Congress, there are new resources coming to the Office of Chemical Safety and Pollution Prevention, both in new team members, but also in additional resources, such as technological resources, IT resources, which we appreciate from Congress, to speed up those reviews and to make sure they are done in a timely manner.
Thank you. We also are going to be looking at TSCA because the fee authorization expires next year. So this is an opportunity for us to address gaps where current implementation has fallen short. So we're working on bipartisan legislation to achieve this goal. If confirmed, Mr. Troutman, will you work with Congress in a timely and constructive manner on this effort?
I will.
Thank you. Mr. Nieh, during your time as the director of the NRC's Office of Nuclear Reactor Regulation, or NRR, you led an effort to change the culture of the office with the vision of making the safe use of nuclear technology possible. This vision aligns with the NRC's role to enable the use of nuclear energy as envisioned by the ADVANCE Act and as reflected in the recently updated mission statement. Would you discuss your experience at NRR and how your efforts to bring about a culture change will help shape your vision for the agency as a member of the commission?
Yes, Chairman. In my role as director of NRR, as I mentioned in my statement, we embarked on this culture change to become a more enabling regulator. And from my experience there, I found that the staff of the NRC is among the most dedicated staff I have ever worked with in my career. And there were many staff that understood the need, of course, for ensuring that any nuclear development is brought to America safely, but also that the NRC and nuclear technologies have a significant benefit to the welfare of our nation. So it's really to focus on safety, but at the same time recognizing the benefit that these technologies can bring to the United States. And I feel confident that the dedicated workforce at the NRC can rise and meet this moment and deliver to the United States what Congress and the President and administration are asking for with the further development of nuclear technologies in the United States in a safe way.
Well, thank you. Just as a follow-up to that, anytime you're in a conversation, as we're talking about the shortage of energy or the need for more energy, and nuclear enters the conversation, it's almost as if there's a rolling of the eyes of people that you're talking with, whether it's somebody on the manufacturing and technology side, because they feel like we're never going to really get there because of the length of time and the expense that all of this. But I think it's important, and I'd be interested to hear your insights into what our international leadership needs to be. Yes, it's important for our nation, but it's important for our nation to lead here and be the world leader. What is your perspective on that?
Yes, Chairman. Referring back to the vision that we embraced when I was last at the NRC about making the safe use of nuclear technology possible, one element of that was to reassert America's leadership in nuclear energy. We recognize that having a robust civilian program and a regulatory process that enables this technology to be deployed more timely and safely gives us great benefit in the global nuclear energy market. So that was something in the spirit of making safe nuclear technology possible. In my experience in the international nuclear community, America has incredible leadership through its technical capacity and credibility that it brings to many of the international fora that I've seen. And I think this is a great opportunity, and I know the ADVANCE Act calls for greater collaboration and participation in international activities to help restore America's leadership in global nuclear energy.
Thank you.